Just got a 1-star review from a recovery that we did a few nights ago. He was mad that AAA didn't show up, and then he complained about pricing. The son was happy. The dad called Coven, cussing Coven. Several days later, the guy's still not having it and leaving some reviews. So,
you know, look, you overcharge us, and I will gonna, even if it was a payment, you know, it wasn't a credit card, it was a debit card, I will call the company, and I know that I can, you know, no, this is not right.
all right guys, cool day. We got a little firefighter training today. They needed a place to do some testing on their equipment, and we are glad to help out. So it's going to be an exciting day. You guys are not going to want to miss out on this stuff. We're going to get this one rolled over. They've got some airbags and some stabilization things that they need to check out, and we would love to be a part of that because, hey, we need training too. So big shout out to the fire department. Let's watch them do their magic. All right guys, super cool, super cool. It is training day, and we're happy to help out there. We've got, gosh, looks like we've got the whole department over here at the lot, so don't miss out. We're gonna see if we can tag along and watch these guys do their magic. We're happy to be able to help out with this. We do get several cars, you guys know, that get left with us for whatever reason, but we do end up with quite a few that get abandoned, and those are very lucky to have those today. I usually complain about them, but today is the day where they are very handy. So got one on its side back there, got everybody back here gearing up, doing their thing, and get to test out some new equipment. So super cool, super exciting. Looks like we're trying out our new stabilization legs right now. These things are really cool, guys. So it's essentially like it's like a kickstand for a flipped over car. You get these in place, that way there's no danger of the car going any place, forward or backwards, and coming back on its wheels, any of those directions. It keeps it stable. That way the rescue squad can get everybody in a safe place without them being in danger of the car landing, you know, further on someone or them while they're trying to do their work. So these things are really cool. I'm glad the department's got lots of cool tools. You got to have all the tools, guys. You can't do this job without being safe. Looks like they got some holes. They're going to knock some holes in the roof, and these things really dig in, and they get some straps down, and really cool stuff. But it's also really cool. They've got a mount on the side of their of the ambulance that'll work a winch. So that's really cool too. They can get that winch off to the side and use it for side pulls. I've been on a couple of scenes where winch cables were in place until we got there. If you guys know our area, you know that we've got some pretty wild hills that. And these guys are going to be on scene first, so they've got to have all of the stabilization that they could possibly need. Back in the background, we've got on the little Nissan truck, we've got airbag system going on, trying out some new airbags, which you guys have come to me here a few times asking me about. You know, we should get some of these, and you know, we probably should, just to get things under control in some of our situations. It would really help to be able to put an airbag under a car and get it lifted up. It might help with dragging and getting caught on things, or just being able to get a cable or a strap in place. If you can get things aired up and maybe a car off the ground a couple of inches, it might help to slide a cable up and under a car. There's a lot of different uses for that. Somebody trapped, you know, squeeze that airbag into there and be able to get that vehicle up off of someone. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But just know, you guys, the fire department, an amazing crew over here. You guys are in the area. You see our landscape. You'll be happy to know that these guys are here and well trained to take care of you guys in any situation. The mountains can be trying sometimes with rescues. I spoke with one of the firefighters here just a second ago, and he said that they came upon a car up on Wiley Oakley that was almost 100 foot down, and you know, they've got all of this equipment on, and he's trying to scale down this mountain just to make sure that, you know, there's no one trapped inside the vehicle. And thank goodness when they got down there to it, it was just an abandoned vehicle. I don't know, that's all of the story I've got, but you can only imagine the stuff that these guys go through. You know, you see us on the channel doing some recoveries, but hey, listen, these guys do the same crazy stuff, and they do it in all this gear. So I can't imagine putting all this on before I go to recover a vehicle. So getting the winch cable in place, and we've got some cool glass breaking tools there. Those are awesome. These guys get to tear up cars. I don't get a brake glass, and I try not to anyway. But the orange strap you guys see there is one of the stabilization rods. Really cool. Like I said, it's like a giant kickstand. And they got that thing in place, and they'll put a little bit of tension on that winch cable, and it'll bring it right into itself, and there's no danger at all of that thing going anywhere. My guys at home that flip your ratchet straps and chains and say that's not going nowhere. Cool stuff. Can't really see the airbags over there, but I bet it's pretty awesome. What a cool thing. Okay guys, all cleaned up. They got done what they needed to. I think they're gonna come back tomorrow because we got another shift that needed to do some more training. But what an awesome deal. It's always nice to get training here. It is way easier to learn your to-dos and not to-dos here in a controlled environment rather than roadside, poor conditions, poured down rain, traffic flying by you. So this is the best case. So it looks like they've used this thing up here pretty good. It's you can see I can move this very easy with just standing here. So the importance of those stabilization legs, and it looked like what they done was come in and knock the back glass out, and then one end hooks here and then comes down to the ground. Same thing up here up front. They come through the windshield here and got it stable with the winch that comes over, pulls it back into those legs. Like I said, it's like a kickstand for an overturned car, but really goes a long ways as far as, because if somebody's in here, obviously you're going to want to be climbing up here, you're going to want this door open, or they're going to peel this windshield out and get you out through there. But either way, you do not want this thing moving around. You could pinch a toe or a whatever, or it could come the rest of the way over halfway out. So the importance of learning what we need to do on this. And I think the other side, it looked like they were able to come in and hook. And for those of you guys that's never seen a car up on its top, this one actually would have been a decent fix. Like the subframe was okay. It just bent this control arm, so this control arm could have got replaced, and this control arm too, I think it looks like. But this one was a heavy impact in the national park, hit a big boulder. That's how we ended up with it here. But this one over here looks like they just worked on it a little bit with the airbag system. They were using it to get clearance. I didn't get a whole lot of up closes on that, but the airbag system, it just pumps it up a little bit, gives them a little more, a few feet more access to getting things moved around and folks secured. But huge shout out to the Gatlinburg Fire Department guys. If you see these guys out running around, like I said, give them a hello, shake their hand, because what they're doing out here, they're doing it in full clothes, and it is just so hot. So I heard that the liquid IV, if you guys have not tried that stuff, me and Kristen have got some of it. The fire department kind of confirmed that that's what they've been doing this summer. You know, we've had temperatures that we've never seen before, so that stuff has really helped as far as that goes. And but yeah, just tell them thank you for what they're doing, and they're out here training to try and make sure that your emergency situation goes without a hitch, because we want to do it the fastest, safest way possible to get you guys what you need in the emergency. So any thoughts?
Yes, I just wanted to point out how I thought it was interesting that they used ambulances for their rescue, for the stabilization and stuff.
Yeah, they've got a few, it looks like all of their trucks are equipped with whatever situation that they might come upon, which we've learned that in the tow truck world too. You know what? We get one truck ready and I go all out with a whole bunch of stuff, and then I get caught out in another truck that I hadn't done all of the extras to, and then wish that I'd have had, you know, the extra straps or cables or pulleys or something like that. But yeah, they've got mounting points where they can take their winch and they can put it in different configurations, because you never know. Like I said, when you get up in these roads, the roads are so tight, you don't know if you're going to be able to get your equipment where you need it to be. So it's nice that they have those extra points on there. So but yeah, huge shout out. Equipment is very, very necessary. If you guys watch our channel, you know, like Bailey's Towing Inc. Go hit their website up, guys. If you're doing this stuff, you've got to have the equipment. Those chains, those straps. It's just like the fire department there with their stabilization legs. They had chains, they had straps, their winches, their cables. It's a lot of the same equipment that we use. They're just keeping things stable to get you safe. We're extracting, but it's pretty much the same tool for the toolbox, guys. So you make sure you've got all of that stuff. And but like I said, Bailey's is really amazing about keeping everything that you'd might. They're like a one-stop shop over there. So don't forget to hit them up if you need any of that stuff. I think that's about it, guys. We're going to wrap this one up on this. Like I said, this stuff's going to stay in place here for another day because they've got some more training coming in tomorrow. Hopefully in the future, we look forward to making this a bigger operation. So what we kind of want to do is go big with it. We want to make sure that they've got food and snacks, and we want to make sure that we can come back here and just set up a huge scene, maybe 3 or 4 cars for them, and just have this whole area back here so they can do their training. And it benefits everybody. It really does. Like I said, huge shout out again to the Gatlinburg Fire Department, because when we get on scene, a lot of times they've got things wrapped up. You know, they've got all of their spills contained in one spot, and it's not running across the road, and they've got the car secured, which makes it easy for us to come in and do our hook points without worrying about the car sliding away. And it's really good to have the teamwork, guys. Everybody comes together, the police department, the fire department. Just really cool. We're really lucky to be able to have everybody in such a great group of departments in one amazing area. So if you guys are in town, make sure you hit up the mountains. The mountains are beautiful. Lots of fun things to do in town, hiking, great food. If you need us, we're here. I hope you don't. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here and get back to work and put some of this training to use. So stick around, stay tuned. I guess I should lead up to this one before I return this phone call. Just got a 1-star review from a recovery that we did a few nights ago. We were called by the police department to do this recovery. The police department called us to help him, and he was mad that AAA didn't show up. So he blamed us that he wasn't allowed for some reason to call AAA. That has nothing to do with me. And then he complained about pricing, which when we were on scene, the son came and paid the bill. The bill was $325 for the recovery, and more than fair, because we saved a $40,000 car from going off the edge of the mountain. The son was happy, agreed with me in saying that you saved my vehicle, which that's cheap in comparison to what this could have been. So thank you. And then for whatever reason, the dad has come on board to try to pull us down a little bit on the situation that night. I don't know what to do. So anyway, he called Coven yesterday. I got busy and was
we were in the park,
unable to return his phone call. But he called Coven, cussing Coven.
Coven had no clue about any of it.
Coven didn't even know anything about the job because he wasn't there, didn't perform it, didn't have any lead up to it. But he took it like a champ, told the guy to quit cussing him, and tried to explain to him our pricing and AAA we're not affiliated with. And so anyway, several days later, the guy's still not having it, and leaving some reviews. So let's see if he'll answer the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff, Everything Auto here in Gatlinburg. I was told that I needed to give you a call back.
All right. So yeah, when I don't know, you remember, the Explorer a few nights ago that you had to pull out of the side of the road?
The car that was about to flip off the mountain there?
Yeah, it was Saturday night. You came up, and my Explorer was on the side of the road. You had to pull it.
Yeah. We recovered it back up on.
All right. So the police told us that we couldn't call AAA. Blah 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 blah. Fine. I asked him, how much it was going to cost us, and I understand. Don't get me wrong, that this guy is not in charge of the payments or the charge or whatever, But he told me that it would be about $150. You guys charge us $350 for 2 minutes of work.
That's not true. We charged you $325.
All right, $325. Sorry. So from 150 to 325. I mean.
And again, you just told me that you understand that the police department has nothing to do with our pricing.
All right. I just asked the guy, and he seems to know you very well. He called you. He didn't call anybody else. So. From 150 to 325. 325 for what? To pull the car from the two tires, to the side of the road?
Well, I believe I spoke with your son, I believe it was that night, and we explained to him, we just saved your $40,000 vehicle from going off the edge of the mountain, and we have to recur some sort of liability. I'm responsible for your car if something happens. So,
yeah, you were gonna pay for the car if it falls on the bed ditch. Please, don't. Look, you overcharge us, and I will gonna, even if it was a payment, it wasn't a credit card, it was a debit card, I will call the company, and I know that I can, no, this is not right. You never told us how much it was gonna cost. They forced us to use you, and this is not right.
Well, I didn't force you to use anybody, and I didn't tell you that you couldn't.
They did, and they lied to us too. Well, they lied to us.
That sounds like you need to call the police department instead of me.
I don't have to call anybody, and I know that you called me today because I left negative feedback in your bed, so I know that you're calling me, because otherwise you would have never called me. You didn't call me yesterday, you didn't call me the day before, so whatever, I don't care.
But how am I supposed to set the price?
That was a rip-off.
How do you figure? Please explain to me how that was a ripoff that I saved.
I don't know, but
from going off the edge. You tell me what would you expect a fair price to be for recovering your $40,000 car from flipping off the mountain? You tell me that.
40,000, not 40,000. Okay, all right. Look,
what was a fair price? You tell me, what was a fair price supposed to be?
You would have charged me $200. I would have been, like, wow, you say 125. That's what the police say, 125. But
I didn't know that. Nobody told me anything about pricing. I didn't give you pricing. And if the police gave you pricing, then they have no right to do that because it's not their business.
They know you very well, man. They call you.
Obviously they know me because I work with them on crash scenes every day. Yes, I do know them.
Right. And the guy says it's going to be about $100, but I would say 125. And then you charge me $325, $200 higher than what they say. I know, I understand that he's not in charge, but, of your business. Don't get me wrong. But I understand all that part. But what I don't understand is
that stuff. So why did you not approach me with this that night? Why wait till a week later to bring up this pricing? We were all there together that night. So if there was a discrepancy in the price,
listen to me. I didn't know what my son paid. I assumed that it was $125. I didn't know what he paid until he told me later. And then I called the next day.
And like I said, your son was very happy.
So don't tell me a week or whatever. Don't tell me that it's a week. It's not a week. And also, it took you 3 days to call me. And if you call me because I left negative feedback, that's how it is.
Well, I've got a lot of things to do other than to try and plead
all right, but good luck with you.
Losing.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. You ripped me off, and now I will deal with it.
Oh, I ripped you off. Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
You did. Yeah, you did.
No, I beg to differ on that one. I believe that was a very fair price.
You have done with so many people around here. That's what you do.
I'm sorry? I do what? Oh, yeah, we're not getting anywhere with that one. Okay, guys, got hung up there with that fella. I understand he's upset. I do. I get it. My understanding is he wanted to use AAA and couldn't. 9 times out of 10, what we run into on this is the dad probably had AAA and was upset that he couldn't use it on, or couldn't get reimbursed for his son's car. That's usually what happens.
It could be it.
And now he's forced with the bill, and all of a sudden he's not okay with it. That would be my assumption. But again, like I said, I understand he's upset, but we didn't have any conversation. We weren't aware of any conversation that he might have had with the police department before we got there.
Let's discuss why maybe the police said, no, you need to call the people on our rotation instead of AAA, because...
Well, guys, it was pouring down rain, and it was midnight.
It was late.
It was midnight. It was late. I don't know exactly what time, but it was close to the midnight hour, and pouring down rain, and he's at the top of Ski Mountain. AAA is not going to respond to that in a timely manner. They're just not. They're going to make you wait until morning time, most likely, and the police can't have that. They turn it into, this needs to be taken care of, and we're going to call next in rotation, and we're going to get it taken care of tonight. And at which point anyone can get reimbursed through AAA as long as you have the documentation. You can present that, and if it's valid documentation and you're not trying to claim it on somebody else's car, then they'll reimburse you. So that's what I'm guessing is happening here. But on the scene, the son was super nice. He understood the $325 was more than fair for recovering this vehicle, saving it from an insurance claim, which could have been thousands.
And
of dollars.
he did not have he didn't say anything about price. He was like, we told him the price, and he was like, perfect, do it.
He said, that's awesome.
Cheaper than a car.
That's cheaper than a car. Those were his exact words, I believe, that night with the video.
Alright, it's $325.
If AAA gives you any issue, just
Have him call us.
Yeah, we'll see about it.
You're good.
I got promoted at work, so you know if they don't, it's all good. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just glad, you guys are okay.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, $325 is, you know, pretty cheap for being alive. So.
Being alive and still having a car.
I got it.
How do you want your street? Print, text, email?
Just text is fine. Yeah,
Okay, you have to give me the number again.
Yeah.
And we can use that receipt from AAA?
Yes.
I'll send you that text, and then I'll print you one.
You'll print it too? Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. I suggest taking a picture of it too, just because stuff gets lost.
Right, yeah, just in case.
Yep.
But yeah, we get this a lot, and I guess what I don't understand is, you're this upset about it, and what do? You turn to a Google review and you want to trash someone's business in a Google review for something that's has nothing to do. I have no control whatsoever over that situation. An emergency call came in, we responded, we took care of the situation, and I feel that pricing was more than fair for the recovery that we did that night. I'm sorry that he doesn't agree, but I hate to put it that way. I'm sorry you don't agree with my price, but whatever. And it's not, and I'm not trying to put it out there that way.
We never heard anything about, well, that's not the price that I was quoted. We never heard any of that while we were on scene. We didn't hear any of that.
I will share with you guys what we try to do on our recovery pricing, which it's hard to do because we're not on scene and we don't know what the situation is. So generally, depending on our workload and the time of day, our winch out recovery pricing will start $125 to $185 is where winching starts at, and it just depends. If it's a simple recovery, you're just stuck in mud and we've got to get you back up onto the roadway, $125 will get you up there. No big deal. Hopefully AAA will reimburse you. No harm, no foul. We'll do it safe, not tear your vehicle. You guys know our whole thing. But if it's something that we get there and this thing is hanging off the side of the road and we've got equipment galore out, we're trying to recover this thing as safely as possible so that you can drive this car home, well then it might be $185 or north of $185. And then it just goes from there. Like I said, the emergency calls that come in, they have to take priority, guys. We have to drop everything that we're doing when the police department calls, and we have to go and we have to satisfy that police call. So those calls are going to be a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, if you've got insurance, if you've got AAA and it's valid and it's for your vehicle, you can get reimbursed. There's no need to bash someone's business on a Google review because you're upset that you couldn't get reimbursed.
I mean, I get it. That's what Google reviews are for, is to, complain or whatever about pricing or whatever, but
I feel like it's not. I feel like Google reviews are out there for a fair assumption of the business that you're about to participate in, shop at, go to, amusement park, whatever the Google reviews for. I feel like it's for that, and it is not turned into that. Google reviews has turned into I'm just mad at this business and I'm going to get on here and trash talk them and hope that it somehow brings their business down in some way. Because, the review that he left me was
And he wasn't even our customer.
So I guess that's the frustrating part to me. But anyway, no harm, no foul. We get them. They're out there. I like to share these with you guys because I know I've got some business owners out there that watch the channel. I've got some towing companies out there that follow the channel. And, you know, I just like to share my experience with Google review and police calls and customers, and kind of show you guys, you know, what, and I'm sure it's no different in your neck of the woods than it is in ours. There's going to be folks like, you're going to have customers like that, regardless of what you do. Like I told him on the phone, what would have made you happy? What would have been a great price for you? And I
think he said $200.
I think he said $200.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, that's fine and dandy, but again, for my people out there that watch that have the tow companies, you guys know our insurance and operating fees are just through the roof to do this stuff.
So that's something I want to discuss slightly too, is that he said, well, if that car wouldn't have went over, you wouldn't have been responsible for it. If we're hooked to it and something happens to it, guess who's responsible? That's us.
So he wants to argue that, you know, that
we didn't have any liability in that.
There's zero liability in that. You could have came and towed my car back up to the roadway, and there's zero liability, and you should have charged me $200 and not $325.
Yeah. And I think when he talked to Coven too, he said, well, he was only there for 5 minutes. That's there were two of us. We hustled because we tried to get these recoveries done quickly, and especially safely, when there's police on the scene, because they have other things that they need to go do.
All of this fancy equipment that we buy and keep maintained and respond quickly reflects the pricing for the recovery. This is why we're out there doing what we do, and we have to. We can't go in the hole, and we just wouldn't be able to function as a business if we did that. So, you know, like I said, you can't make everybody smile and happy. It's not all roses out there. You'll get the negative reviews, and I just wanted to document it because I promise there'll be. He'll try to dispute this credit card and say that, you know, we didn't do this job or whatever it is. So we're going to have to contend with the bank and you know, and all of this paperwork and presenting. The job doesn't stop when the job is complete and you shut the door. It's so much more than that. It's picking up all of the equipment when you're done. It's filling up the oil dries and cleaning the trucks, and then after all of that's said and done, when they dispute the charges, then you've got a whole nother 3 and 4 hour process of being on the phone with card companies and presenting evidence, and you really have to fight for your right to party.
You're showing your age.
Anyway, guys, just thought I'd leave that with you guys. Smile out there, work hard.
It's all good.
Do your job. It's all good. You win some, you lose some. Let us know what you think. Let us know your struggles. Comment down below. How many of these do you get? Because we get a lot, and I like to share the disgruntled. If you keep your car on the road in the first place, none of this would happen. Stick around, stay tuned.